What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I plan on getting into Jets head coaching candidate and why it's his dream job, maybe, to coach the New York Jets. So that head coaching candidate is someone that the Jets and Jet fans know very well, Aaron Glenn. So apparently 2 years ago, Rich Cimini said on his podcast that, well, he said it this week, but 2 years ago, he found out that Aaron Glenn said his dream job was to coach the New York Jets. So add Glenn to the list, like with Rex Ryan, who genuinely wants this New York Jets job. But just wanting the job isn't enough. Let's take a look at some of the things that he has done really well. We'll start with the context of him as a player. Glenn was a first-round pick by the New York Jets back in 1994. 30 years ago, he played through the 2001 season with the team, and he made a Pro Bowl twice with the New York Jets. He would later go to the Texans and play deep into his 30s. He had a really nice NFL career, and then he's been in the coaching circuit ever since. Actually, back in 2021, Aaron Glenn was interviewed for the New York Jets head coaching job. We know that it ended up going to Robert Saleh, but that was after Glenn. Honestly, he wasn't even a defensive coordinator yet, so I don't think that was appropriate. He was the Saints defensive backs coach the 4 years previous. In 2021, instead, he goes to be the defensive coordinator in Detroit. And the defense has gotten better year over year as the team has gotten better year over year. And this year, they're one of the best defenses in the league. Something you really have to like about the job that he's done in Detroit is the defense staying pace and staying as well as they've looked, even after losing Aiden Hutchinson, who's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. They also lost Alex Anzalone as well, their linebacker, who is one of the leaders on that defense. And still, despite those two massive injuries, he has done a really good job of keeping that defense up to its standard. For me, I think the biggest question mark and or biggest concern that I would have about hiring a first-time coach on the defensive side of the ball is what would the offense look like? What would what kind of offense would he like to run? Number one. Number two, who would he bring in as his coordinator or an offensive staff? Someone that could potentially be in play there would be Tanner Engstrand, who is the current passing game coordinator for the Detroit Lions. He's been there the last 4 years. I guess your question is, how much of a role does he have in Detroit? It's clear that Ben Johnson is the one running the show, but Engstrand was in line. I don't know if in line is the right word, but if Ben Johnson left last year, there's a chance that he was going to be promoted to offensive coordinator. So maybe he stays in Detroit if, assuming Ben Johnson goes somewhere else. And Engstrand stays, or you never know, but let's say, they only lose Aaron Glenn and then Glenn takes Engstrand with him. That could be something that he would like to do. There's some things that are obvious to like about Aaron Glenn. He's just done a really good job with that defense. He's a former player. He's been with the Jets organization. He wants to be the Jets head coach. I think he is due for an opportunity to be a head coach in this league. I just have a little bit of concern with him. He wouldn't be one of my favorite options for the New York Jets job. I'm not saying that there's no chance that he would work out, but I think he just comes with some massive risk. And that risk is the Jets going with another first-time head coach, and that first-time head coach being on the defensive side of the ball. If the Jets are going the route of a first-time head coach, which is something that I'm not really looking for. I don't really want another first-time head coach for this job. I want someone with experience. But if they do go the first-time coach route, I would rather go on the offensive side of the ball. Think about it. How often, as a Jets fan, at least in my lifetime, it feels like that's pretty much exclusively what they've done. I started watching the Jets when Herm Edwards was the coach. That was a first-time head coach in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. After that, they went to Eric Mangini, first-time head coach on the defensive side of the ball. After that, they went to Rex Ryan, first-time head coach on the defensive side of the ball. Then they went Todd Bowles, first-time head coach on the defensive side of the ball. They changed it. They went with someone who was a head coach on the offensive side of the ball, but wrong decision in Adam Gase. And then they went back to first-time head coach on the defensive side of the ball with their decision to hire Robert Saleh. And again, every single coach and every single situation is different. This is not me saying that there is a 0% chance that Aaron Glenn could be a good head coach at this league. That's not the case. There is inherent risk of hiring someone who has never been a head coach before. Same thing on the offensive side of the ball. We have no idea what that guy is going to be as a head coach. Maybe he's just a coordinator. You see that sometimes with, honestly, people on the offensive side, on the defensive side. But why I'm willing to take that gamble a little bit more on the offensive side of the ball is because of the importance of offense in today's NFL. Yeah, I'm not saying you could have like the 32nd best defense in the NFL and still be a serious team, but I think it's a league that is geared so much more towards the offensive side of the ball, and it's such a quarterback league that you need to have a good unit on that side of the ball in order for you to have a chance at sustained success. That said, if Aaron Glenn is hired, obviously I'm going to give him a chance. Same thing like I've done with every single coach. Treat them fairly, what they do well, what they don't do well. It just wouldn't be my preferred route, just to be completely honest with you. That Aaron Glenn would not be my preferred route for the Jets to go in the head coaching search. Again, I want someone with head coaching experience. That would be my preference. And if they are going to go with a first-time coach, I'd rather be on the offensive side of the ball. But let me know what you think down below in the comments, guys. Do you want Aaron Glenn as the Jets head coach? If not, let me know who. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.